Hi, this is Mandy from Sunflowers and Doors. Welcome back to my channel. And today I'm really excited to be starting a new project. This is an advent calendar. It's an advent calendar box. I saw this, Vicky, and I'm not even going to try and pronounce her surname, but I will link her below. Did this as a project. And I absolutely fell in love with it. And I've been meaning to try it myself for quite a little while now. And obviously, because Christmas is coming up, I figured it was the perfect opportunity. So I will run through quickly with you the materials that I'll be using. So I probably should have taken this off first of all. Okay, so this is the box, and the box is Artemio. And I got this off Amazon, and I will put a link to it in the description box below. And I will be using this as my advent calendar. I'm going to be using some just white paint, just plain white paint. I'm also going to be using some grey, and this is from the Stamperia, and this is KAL 73 grey. And then I'm going to be using this is the same make as the box, and these are numbers 1 to 24, and there's 24 pieces on here. I would like the fact that these are small, so I will be painting those and then using them. And then I will be using Stamperia Christmas, classic Christmas embellishments. So that is what we are going to do. And I am literally just going to get started. So I'm going to start, and I'm going to start by painting my box. Simple as that. So just the outsides first, the top. I'm not worrying about the back. I'm just going to paint the top, down the sides. I don't even need to do the underneath, to be honest. And then we will be taking these pieces out, and I will be painting these pieces here as well. So I am looking for my, I think it's in here. So I just need my little block, which I put my paint on. Got a little sponge that I'm going to use to do these bits. And I'm just going to get started. So I'm just using white paint. I don't know, I haven't primed. Oh, there's a piece came off there. Just pop that in the bin. I haven't primed this. It's a MDF box from, gosh, I've got everything all over me now. It's an MDF box, so to be honest, I don't think it's going to need much in the way of priming. And I'm literally, it may need a few coats. I'm not going to do the coats too thick, although I think it'll take it, but it may soak in, and I may need to do 2 coats. So I'm just going to start painting. I am not going to make you watch this process, so I'm going to turn the camera off now, and I'll pick up with you once I've painted the outsides, and we can look at painting the front a little bit more. So yeah, I will catch you shortly. Okay, so I have painted the top and the sides. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use this sponge here, and I am going to just literally paint these sections here. But I'm going to do it with a sponge because it gives you a much better finish and much better coverage. I ended up having to do 3 coats on the top and sides, so I don't know how much this is going to be, but I am actually looking for that kind of speckled, deckled finish on this. So, and you're only going to get that, not going to get it by painting this with a normal paintbrush. So again, I may need another couple of coats with this. Do that now. And I'm not going to make you watch me again, so I will catch up with you once I finish this section. Okay, so we've painted the top, the sides, I don't know if you can see it, it's quite a big box, and the front has also been painted. That is the main element of that particular piece. The next thing is to be painting all of these little boxes. Now I'm going to do these. I want to use this grey, but it's obviously quite a dark grey, and I don't want it to be that dark. So I am thinking of adding white, but I don't know yet how much of each I want to do. I want to try and make sure I've got enough to paint all the boxes, because I don't want to start trying to mix the same colour. So I'm going to add quite a bit, I think, if I've got enough, that is. Okay, so there's quite a bit of white there, and I am going to then add, let's just see if I've got to take a thing off that. Nope. I'm then going to add some of the grey. I really don't have any idea what I'm doing at this point. So we're just making it up as we go along. So let's try that first, give that a mix and see what sort of colour we end up with. I don't want it to be too dark, obviously, but I also don't want it to be too light. I don't know whether that's going to be too light. I'm going to add a little bit more grey, I think. It looks quite dark to you, but in this light it's actually not that dark. Okay, so I think that is probably about right. I don't think for 1 second I've done enough to cover all of these boxes, because I did need to do a couple of coats of the other one, which I wasn't expecting to do. I think that colour is perfect. So all I'm going to be doing, I might have enough actually, is I'm not worrying about the whole box. I just want to do the top, because that might show. That inside bit there. The top bit there. And I might also do these just side panels here. just like that. Like that. And I may as well do that underside panel there as well. I don't know whether I'm going to need more than one coat of this. We'll see once it dries. But I quite like that colour. And it doesn't seem to be showing through as much as the other bits did. So I'm going to carry on and paint these. And again, I won't make you go through that whole process with me. So I will be back to show you once I am done. So I'll speak to you soon. Okay, so we are past phase 2, which is this stage here, and I've painted all of the boxes and popped those back in. Now the next stage is to put some drops of, I want to put some drops of, you can do white paint. I've got white ink here. So I'm going to actually use that, and I just want to put some drops on so that it looks a bit like, I suppose, a bit like snow drops. I don't know how this is going to work, so we'll have a go and see. I'm rubbish at this part. So I'm going to do that on all of these and then let that dry, and I will again come back and show you the finished product. So we're all done. Well, I say we're all done. The main part there is done. So I'm really, really excited about this. I really struggle with Christmas projects. I don't know if I've said this already. I really struggle with Christmas projects, designing kits and putting journals together. I really just don't seem to get a bit of a kind of feel for it. But this I'm really excited about. So I'm absolutely loving it. So I'm trying to cut all of the filming down and just give you a overview. This is where we are. So I'm going to pop that out the way, and then I will show you what is next. So the idea is, and it's I don't know if it's a good idea or a bad idea, but these are my pieces that I'm going to be using to create our fronts for our journals. But I had a look at them, right? They're really nice die cuts, so they're quite sturdy. Excuse me, but I'm a little bit worried about longevity, I suppose. So what I thought I might have a go at doing is actually using some glossy accents, so it gives them a hardened look. They're glossy, you know, and I think they may last longer and be a bit stronger. So I normally put glossy accents on things after I've made them or, you know, done them. But with this one, I think I'm going to try and put it on first. And then I've got to put them on, I put them on greaseproof paper because I don't want it to dry and stick to whatever I put it on. So I'm hoping this is going to work. So I'm not going to do all of them like this just yet. I'm going to do one, see what it turns out like, let it dry fully, and then if it doesn't work, there's a couple of other choices. So there's things like I could just put like a matte medium on there, which would just give them a slight, not that I'm looking for a gloss particularly, but so if I put a matte medium on, it would just give them a glaze and a bit of protection. So that's an option. And then the other option is that I emboss them, perhaps with some crystals, you know, the Tim Holtz Ranger. It's not crystals, it's, what do they call them? Frosted. Yeah, I think they are frosted crystals. So that's another option. So I'm going to try this one first, and I will see what it looks like. And then I can decide whether we go with this for the rest of them, because it's going to use a fair amount of glossy accents. So we could do this for all of them, or yeah. So I'll see what it looks like when it's done, and hopefully it will look and turn out fabulous. But if not, as I said, we've got a couple of different options that we can revert to. So I'm going to leave this one to dry naturally. If I try and heat dry it, it's going to just go crazy. Some of these are going to be too big anyway. They won't fit on the pieces that I'm working with. So I'm going to have to take some of these out. What I'm going to do with them is nobody's business, because, like I said, I'm not the best with projects. But I've got lots and lots of choices in here for other bits and pieces. So I will leave it. Oh gosh, I can see bits that I've missed already. That's the only thing with this stuff. No. Got a couple of little bubbles. And just a few parts here. We just need to go over. So yeah, I'll leave that dry. We'll see what it looks like, and we will come back. And if it works, I will just go ahead and do the rest of them. And then I'll come back to you when it's time to start decorating the box. I had to think of what it was called then, gosh. So I'm really, really excited. I want to get it over and I want to finish now within the next hour. So I'm really impatient, and already it's probably taken about 3 or 4 hours with drying times and stuff. So I think there's going to be quite a few hours left. But I will be cutting all of that kind of processing time out. And hopefully for you guys, it won't be much longer than a half hour, possibly an hour video. So, okay. Okay. I'll leave it alone now, because I've got to stop playing at some point, and I will speak to you soon. Bye for now. Okay, we're back. So I covered these with glossy accents yesterday, and they look fab, and they're really sturdy, but I don't like them against the grey. Because the grey is so matte, I just don't like them. So I'm not going to use them. What I did do, is that a proper thing? What I did do is I trialled the Ranger Distress Frosted Crystal, and I did actually like the effect on this. So what I am going to do is I'm going to do one just to show you. Let's do this one, I think. So I am using the Distress Embossing Dauber. And I never know with this whether you're supposed to I don't think you're supposed to squeeze this, push down. I think you're supposed to squeeze it. I don't know. So then I'm just going to cover that with this frosted crystal. And I'm not flicking, I'm just dabbing or tapping. Let's put those back in there. And then I'm not going to use, oh gosh, there's a lot of that left, isn't there? Excuse me. This is actually better on A4 paper, to be honest. Excuse me. And then I'm not going to use my proper heat tool because I'm doing this on glass. So I'm just going to use this craft tool because it does work. And you can see when it starts to work. I don't know if you can see that. It's changing colour. Okay, and what it does is give you, I don't know whether you're going to be able to pick up on that on the camera, but it gives you a frosted look, which I think is much more Christmassy. I much prefer it, actually. Okay, I'm back again, sorry. So what I then do is grab one of my boxes, like so, and I am going to be popping this on here, like this. But because I want it to look Christmassy, I am going to then create some Christmas snow around it. So I'll show you what I'm doing. I'm going to glue this down. I'm using Fabri-Tac for this. I was going to use the glue gun, but because I've got so many different things out that are messy, I am just going to pop that on there like that. And pop that on there so that I'm happy with the position. And then I'm going to get my sponge, which is stuck to my thingamabob because I didn't clean it off. I'm going to get some white paint. Oops, that was clever. Gosh, Mandy, that really was clever. So I'm going to get some white paints there. And all I'm going to do is dab around here so it looks like there is snow on the ground. And that's not getting in there where I want it to, so I'll just use the pointy end. I'm already covered in snow paint. And literally, so it looks like it's sat on a bed of snow. Yeah. So that's what that looks like. I've done the Christmas tree one, and I have also done the, getting out without, I've also done the stocking one. So that's what I'm going to do with all of these pieces. I'm just going to create them, and once we've finished, I will show you them in the finished advent, and I'm hoping you will love them as much as I have loved them. So I'll show you them in the completed advent, and then we'll look at putting the numbers on. So I'll leave it there for now. Okay, so I have a messy desk, which basically says that I have finished the embellishing. So the only thing I have left to do is to use these. Now these are like a brown MDF, like brown MDF. So I want these to be white, but they're quite small and they're quite fiddly. So I don't think I'm going to get myself wound up in the whole process of trying to get the sides and everything else done. And I think I'm probably going to have a bit of better success if I just literally use this to the card that they're already on to colour them. Now you're not going to be able to see exactly what that's going to look like, because all you're going to see is just clumps of colour underneath. But I think it's going to give me the effect that I want. So this is the last stage. And we're almost done. I'm so excited. I'm loving how it's looking. I'm not going to show you because that will just completely spoil the surprise. Completely spoil the surprise. But it is looking absolutely fabulous. So I am going to just, like I said, give these a coating. And I'm hoping that if I kind of mush down enough, I don't think that's a technical crafty term, but if I mush down enough, then I'll get the colours, the fronts coated and not just all of the backing paper. So that is where we're at. I'm going to dry these off really quickly while you're on, because I may want to give them another coat. So I'm going to dry them off really, really quickly. And if they need another coat, I can do that. I think they're going to. I can see that already. And then what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to give them one more coat, and then I'm going to let them dry overnight so that they are fully dry and ready to use. And then I'll pop them on the boxes, and I'll be able to show you the finished results. I don't know, to be honest, how oh gosh, that's hot. I don't know how I'm going to pop these on yet, as in where, because some of the images cover a lot of the space. But I do love the fact that these are small. Now, when Vicky did hers, she used white bits of foam and used a die cut in machine. And then with that die cutting machine, she cut out all the numbers on the foam. She put some sticky two-sided tape on the back and was able just to stick them on. These are going to have to be stuck on with glue. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to kind of finishing this project off and looking to see what the end result looks like. It's by the side of me. I'm dying to show you what it looks like already, but I really can't, because that would just be really, really naughty and it would really spoil the surprise. So I'm going to leave it there and come back when it's all good to go, and my desk will be completely cleared by that point. So I shall see you very soon. Okay, so we're done. It's finished. And I don't know, I'm going to take some pictures so you can have a proper look at it. But I absolutely love it. I'm just going to turn it around so you can see all angles. And I absolutely can't believe how much I love it. I have thoroughly enjoyed putting this together. A couple of things along the way. I would say probably we're going to swap these two over because this is a slightly bigger box. I think it would look better there. When you put your white snow marks down the bottom, best to do that first and then touch up on top of your dies because they're raised slightly. Trying to get them, get the paint kind of really into all the nooks and crannies is a little bit challenging, whereas if you have a base to start with, that works out really well. These numbers are very, very fragile. I already broke number 5 and I broke number 11. So I've had to patch those up, but I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it. I was tempted to offer it as a, I probably shouldn't even say it, I was tempted to offer it as a giveaway for the UK at least, because postage would have been ridiculous anywhere else. But I can't, I've fallen in love with it so much that I will be using this myself this Christmas. So again, I'm going to just try and get in here so you can see, and I'll take some more videos of it so you can see the different, I'll take a video where you can I'll take it really quite closely so you can see all the different elements. I'm glad I went with the crystal frosting rather than the the glossy accent we used initially, because it just falls in line with the theme. The glossy I think would have been too glossy for it, but yeah, I absolutely love it. And the great thing about it is if ever you needed to, you could touch up. If it starts to look a little bit, weathered, you could touch it up or get some spray stuff just to seal the paints in place. But yeah, I've tried to condense the video as far as I can. I have thoroughly enjoyed this project. I hope that you have enjoyed coming along the journey with me. So I'll leave it there for now and just say, as always, stay safe, be well, and I will catch you in the next video. Until then, bye for now.